Okay, and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Shadow Empire, and a self-imposed challenge, people, what people? Where we're basically on the planet with mineral population with low resources. Um, we're on round 54. Over the intern, we did do pretty well, defensively, where we lost no troops in exchange for killing a bunch. Well, killing some. And we have one decision on winning this. Okay. I guess there was something out there like that. Just cover the side there. Oh. Took some more attrition that way. Okay. Push you up as a blocking detachment. Push the dirt road a little bit up to keep the supplies going well. Okay, demand for the victory points to hit 14.8. That might not be super easy to do. We'll agree to it because, immediately take a immediate word profile and faction penalty hit. We'll accept. That's most of the things that I do not want to take right now, from a hit standpoint. Then we can go ahead and put colonists in here. If we had the logistics, we don't apparently have logistics. That's maybe an argument to improve our main truck station.
Affirmative. Roger that.
Okay. We can see the civilian economy is expanding oil wells, which is all nice and good. Okay, we'll accept that it's giving it here. Probably would want it to be controlled by this one, but it doesn't currently have the civilian sector size to actually do that, so we'll have to wait. Would potentially summon more IP. What do we got trade-wise? Metal's pretty pricey, so I can sell like 100 metal. Get us like 1,000 money.
Roger that.
And then that gives me enough that I can very happily run improvised IP multiple times.
Roger that.
And that will give us the ability to basically seal up all our roads, and that will improve the logistics movement over all of them. We'll start with that. We don't get their industrial power until the next turn, so we don't get too carried away. It's my hidden village. There's the hidden village. So we want to make sure to hold that hex, so we can keep getting the 200 people a turn from there. Otherwise, we do have replacements for all our units in the field, which is good to see. And then Model Design Council is the most interesting one. So we're up to 89. So next turn we should have the tanks and can start working on upgrading the infantry. Yeah. I'm not in complete rush for barracks and hospital, so it may make sense. At the political power, we'll call you up, redirect your priority, and balance these a little bit more. their research a little bit, because we do want those as well. That'll get us discovering things a little bit faster. We don't need it right now, but we might want water solar recomposition at some point. Heavy industry is how we get machines far cheaper. One level of industry would probably be enough. Midcom, housing, and that'll also help with working down either into advanced chemistry or machinery. And then machinery has water purification, which I suppose is the alternate to water soil recomposition, so it's maybe less important to get that. Deep core is a different source of oil. Serpentization allows us to turn water into power, so lots of different solutions to lots of different problems. And then here we're looking for discovering high-speed combat armor or gospel arms. And we're starting to get good movement here, although we do see 3,000 of those guys there. So even once we get them sort of encircled, it's going to be a little bit of a nutritional fight to bring them down. So we didn't have a real encirclement there, so they were able to simply walk out of it. We're holding, which is good. Fighting somewhere, holding somewhere, that's good to see. Killed 300 infantry, 10 tanks, taking the losses, have 2 decisions. And we have a criminal problem going on. It'll probably get dealt with by the fact that we have garrisons in the cities.
Order received.
Roger that.
Commercial project, we probably want that actually in the little city,
Order
interestingly
received.
enough. The private investment in the big one.
Roger that.
We're likely to fail that. Though, if we can roll above 100, we'll still get a fate point. So we'll take a roll, because we got a lot of political power. And critical failure, so no fate points for us.
All
Okay,
clear,
shooting
sir.
with a little bit to push them back in. So we got those guys encircled there. We'll try to get rid of those guys on the next turn. Did not quite hit the design goal. Shame. Okay, so the light tank will be available next turn.
Order received.
Okay, and we're waiting on logistics to send troops out to the front, which is also interfering with colonists being sent out. Which should get better once the truck station is improved. Improving this truck station will triple the amount of logistics it will support. Granted, that goes out to about here without penalty, or about here without penalty, but if we're offering beyond that distance, then we need the extra capacity to handle the penalties, right? So yeah, I don't think I hit any... Well, we hit a lot of the crime cards, right? Which I'm mostly going to ignore, because I suspect the crime is going to get shut down by the garrisons. The governor should be able to handle them with the provided garrison forces. Crime level is at 1. They have... Enforcement ratio is 19 to 1. Yeah, I think the enforcement is going to put them down. Just have just enough... Well, not exactly police, but police-like forces to deal with that problem. I tend to find that crime is a little bit of a nothing burger in this game. But then that's because I keep garrisons in towns. I don't like the local wildlife simply wandering into town and taking the town over, for example. And yeah, the crime orgs usually don't have the capacity to deal with 500-something guys with guns. Keeping the street safe. Good, and we're seeing that the foot troops are being able to hold the line. And this is with the foot troops arguably being out of date at this point. As soon as the... There we go, so that's the tanks. So one of our decisions is going to be...
Copy that.
What does the model council do? And the answer, start development, build upon foot 1. So that's cheaper than building a new design. We're going to upgrade them from slug throwers to unmarked rifles, so their firepower outbound is going to double. It is going to be twice as much industry to build each troop, and they're going to use 3 times the ammo, but they're going to do double the damage. And then we're going to jump from our current troops have no armor at all, no armor at all, to we could have technically done this early and done envirosuits, but we're going to jump straight to padded, so they're going to have a decent amount of armor.
Roger that.
So that's going to make our troops even better when that kicks in. That'll take a while to kick in, to be fair.
Order received.
As we saw with the... Well, granted, it's still going to be faster than the tanks. The tanks were 400 bureaucratic hit points to do. Where there's only 150. Attack. So this is probably a fight we're not going to win on the first attempt. Of course, the game's going to promptly prove me wrong here, and we're going to win it. Nope. No, I was about right. 1% of the enemy troops have not routed, so we do not finish the battle. Yeah, only one held. Okay, so assuming we hold out on their counterattacks on the next turn, we should be good. That wasn't very cheap. We did lose 12 foot infantry doing that. But yeah, we can probably deal with that pocket next turn, assuming the situation stays about the same. Once our replenishment comes in. Investor backing. I think investor backing is less dependent on the population. Yeah, so we put 2,000 credits in that zone. And I do have a lot of industry from the last... Ooh, increase sales tax. Yes, please. So now we have a sales tax. So when the civilian sector builds things, we'll now impose a 25% sales tax on them. That's nice. And yeah, let's do a improvised IP.
Roger that.
So that'll give us a much more IP. At this point, I probably have enough industrial power that I can finish roading, upgrading all the roads. least all the ones that I built in sort of a primary purpose. Yeah, we'll upgrade that one as well. And then that's the expensive hex. We'll do the expensive hex. Okay, so our road network is fully upgraded. That will improve our logistics by lowering the action point cost for a bunch of hexes.
Roger that.
And then the big splurge, which we might work on next turn, is an ammunition factory. Actually, honestly, we're probably good for the ammunition factory now. Let's start building it.
Affirmative.
Solar power, we are above 100% value on the solar panel, so we're getting more than 50 energy, so that's good. Okay. Things are looking up. Get some of the zero retirement. Reserve full. Hit you with the zero retirement. Refuses to retire. He would like to have a job, please. That's not how that works. As I'm finding out the hard way. Yeah, we don't really want to pay the 500 for it. We'll do some bronze ones when the bronze come up. Okay, angle the turn. Reading tank, we hold. We do some damage to them, that's good to see. 350 killed, we have 3 decisions on round 57. Hospital's done. We've discovered combat armor. That's good. And got a corp tech. Don't want any other councils yet. Staff council is probably the one I'd go with.
Copy that.
2 barracks.
Roger that.
Offer to buy slaves, yep.
Roger that.
Then nation-wise, I'm gonna have the corp tech, so let's roll the
Roger
corp
that.
tech. We just got given handed physical storage. You know that tech I didn't really want? Yeah, I'm getting it. Well, getting it for the cost of 62 political power. Enough IP that don't need to do the improvised anymore. Your reduces selected leaders' corruption. So if I have the fate points, I'd probably put you on our main governor. We have 7 spy cards, okay. Build the road to give support going up there. I kind of need you to guard the road. Hopefully this pocket gets crushed. I can move some guys over to deal with that. Didn't get quite as many reinforcements as I'd hoped over the end turn. Pocket does not fall still. Probably due to the lack of reinforcements. 1 unit has not routed. And then can I put colonists down here? No, We don't have the logistical capacity because it's presumably all being swallowed up by trying to replace troops over here. Oh, I forgot to get machine parts for the ammunition factory. It only needs 2. Not trade, we want to workshop them.
Roger that.
There we go. Other than the ammo factory should actually complete. And then some replacement bullets, because they're always going to do bullets pretty quick.
Roger that.
Although, once this is done, we'll probably be having enough bullets coming in that we don't need to worry as much about that. Any other cards we want to run? I'm noticing that the crime cards are all gone already. Means the crime lord is shut down. He didn't last very long. Which is kind of what I was expecting, but... And let's see what goes on. Intern might still be a little bit boring. Although, I could imagine that guy there that we've been having a little bit of trying to control, isn't circled, could cut the road, and that would be a little annoying. Oh no, he attacks us and actually gets destroyed. That's... okay. Killed 600 infantry and 10 tanks. I think that was actually 10 recon buggies, but that's fine. I have 3 decisions at the bottom round 58. We completed the research into the propeller engine. We're probably not going to build a plane anytime soon, but we can if we wanted to. Combat armor. Minor worker strike given us under demands. Ominous sealed door. Well, we're mined, so we're going to go with the mind option, which is study the situation first before, you know, opening a random door marked with indefinite quarantine.
Affirmative.
Science skill roll 151 versus 133. It seems to be safe, sir. Whatever the quarantine in the past, it must be long dead. Okay. I think the door, we can check on the next turn. I think door still is there. Same as the Frankenstein, still technically there. And then the slave trader's there if we wanted to buy slaves. Oh, we went through ammo quickly. 900 ammo at the door. We just made that. We'll have to make it again.
Roger that.
Power's down. Why is the power down? Oh, of course the power's down. One of our tanks shoots lasers. Okay, let's finish this. There we go. Pocket cleared. And the next turn, that means we can move these guys out, probably encircle and delete these guys pretty quickly, which will open up our ability to continue expanding elsewhere. Mining is looking... oh, one of my oil wells is empty. Whoops. That's an easy thing to fix if I actually recognize that it's a thing. Place track card on the city, please. And that's a peripheral mining.
Roger that.
Very easy to fix. Oh, and in fact, I'll have to do that 2 turns in a row. 2 of the oil wells are basically empty. Ammo factory proceed at speed. So next turn, assuming no other delays, it will be done. And yeah, we'll probably start trying to take this bit up here. If we can link up with the lake, that will shorten the frontage I have to hold. And then we did get combat losses, of course. The rate that we're bleeding combat losses should start to go down once we get upgraded to the new infantry model. Which shouldn't take too long. We're going about a third of it every turn, so... Private investment...
Roger that.
Play? Let's play the improvised IP.
Roger that.
Then we'll trade for some money.
Roger that.
100 of rare earth and regular rare metal, or rare earth metals and normal metals.
Roger that.
Should fix the treasury, yeah. And we can take the roll with the mission possible. We failed. Success on mission possible gives you 2 fate points. Failure gives you 1. Critical failure gives you 0. Critical success, I think, gives you 3. So we got 1 point. We could get political points. We're going to hold off for a little bit. I would like the ecological station, but the one I really want here is the airlock. To deal with our very good, although I suspect getting... actually visibly not corrupt yet. I suspect at some point he will become corrupt. He's got a decadent lifestyle. He's a corporate CFO, corporate shareholder, luxurious lifestyle. He's getting lots of buffs. Which is good, because it's making him better at his job, but that also means I'm worried about him becoming a corrupt leader at some point. You know, the normal fear is if someone's doing too well, sometimes that goes to their head. Okay, cycle that turn. Someone's running a road there. Over the intern, we killed 200 infantry, so it's an okay intern. 3 dissolution is done. This is the scavenging community in the capital as it's cleared out. So we're going to get less rare earth materials coming in, less oil, less metal going forward. We discovered housing, okay. More private investments. Okay, we'll spread this picket out that we had on the border with the slavers. The slavers at this point like me, so they're unlikely to declare war. That's why I had the tight picket over there. Was in case the slavers do get aggressive. Okay, I think I have enough to hold that front. Again, I'm going to try to clear out the bit behind the mountains here, because that allows us to shorten that front line. Yeah. Can we get the colonists deployed? Yes.
Order received.
And we didn't take any losses, so we actually can hold onto that reserve manpower for the bit. Model design, keep that balance. Charismatic Union Chief. Leave the Chief, ask him to help with reduce unrest, or get rid of the Agitator. We could get rid of the Agitator, but I don't really see the need to get rid of him right now. We'll just leave the Chief.
Order received.
Here's our extended mine roll. Obviously, we do the one that's got 0 reserves. There's no risk to extending a mine that has 0 reserves. We're going to play the card immediately again, because we have another one that's probably about to run out.
Roger that.
Okay, so we rolled a 60 or 163. So this is the roll that both the director of the Economic Council and the governor does. The highest of the 2 rolls was 175, which is better than the 163. This means they got an average result, putting nearly 20,000 extra oil in the location at the cost of 1 ease of mining. Assume that was... Oh, that's not that one. That must be... that one. So that was ease of mining 4. It's now ease of mining 3. Obviously, you can't do that card on mines that are ease of mining 1. Because you don't have any more ease of mining to reduce by.
Roger that.
And that's one reason you do eventually want to get into the later game techs.
Roger that.
Because eventually the mines are going to run out. Normal game, they generally don't. Normal game, though, they're generally not because they're so deep. But we're playing on low resources, so our mines are going to run out. As many as low resources is, I'm feeling like, oh, I got lots of mines. None of them are very big. They're all going to run out eventually. For example, this rare earth mine, which it's going to need basically peripheral mining almost immediately, and it only gets 1. Well, there's the income tax. We've established an income tax. We now have 10% income tax. That's probably all the tax we need for a while. Actually, this is probably not showing... Yeah, it's not showing any revenue from the tax yet. We roll a turn, we'll come back and check and see how much that affects our income. We're probably... Well, we're already revenue positive. Maybe if you subtract the 400 off of there, yeah, we're still revenue positive. So we'll be even more revenue positive with that, which is good. So yeah, now it's basically going to turn into, do I have the industry and keep everything positive? We'll do one last buy of ammo, and then I think the ammo factory should provide us all our ammo going forward. Yeah. So we're definitely reaching the point where we're starting to think of expanding much, much more rapidly. Although we're probably going to very rapidly run into the fact that we're going to run faster than our roads can carry us. Suffer no losses, nor made any kills. We have 4 decisions. We completed research in the barracks. We've completed our model design upgrade. We now have foot infantry 2. So that's good. No, we are democracy here, so you get punished for that. Obviously you have 200 housing because that's the only option. We haven't developed a motorbike, so go ahead and develop the motorbike. Automatic rifle, patent suit. And apparently we didn't. I was expecting that one to run out. I was expecting that one to run out. Although it didn't produce anything. I didn't produce anything. We'll roll the mine. Try to put some reserves in that mine.
Roger that.
It's 91. 146 was rolled. 40,000 oil was added to the mine. That should support it for quite a while. Okay, so there's the hostile. There's a different hostile. I'm gonna run the road. We're only in blue supply. We'll probably just establish a connection from north to south to get the supply through to the guys in the blue hexes next turn. And then the big thing we're going to try doing this turn is we now have foot troops. Foot, mass upgrade, foot 2, SHQ, everyone we can afford to do. Which is not everyone, because I don't have that much industry on me. Half of everyone, apparently. Mass upgrade.
Roger that.
Upgraded 12,600 foot to foot 2. These people were not affected. It's the ones that were specifically gone that were not affected. Okay. Still, big improvement across the board. Let's actually go look at the difference between foot 1 and foot 2. So, foot 1 has combat value 15, cost of 4. Foot 2 is more expensive at a value of 14, but is 3 times as effective. And okay, it's a little bit more than 3 times the cost, but it's 3 times as effective. We're jumping from a 19 attack, or 19 soft attack, 10 hard attack to 48 soft, 30 hard. So significant improvements in firepower. And then hard-wise, we do probably want to hit up private investment, of course.
Roger that.
Oh, and I don't have a industry card. Provides industry card. Would definitely run one right there if I had one. That way we could afford to do more upgrades. But yeah, I think everything's coming together. So let's cycle the turn. Killed 500 infantry of the intern. We have 2 decisions. Do these guys get upgraded? No, they're still... Well, one of them got upgraded, the other one's still full 1. You want the recruiting assets to hit 5. We do technically have 4, so that's not too much of a stretch. I'm going to go with the Hex, the recon on Hexes.
Copy that.
That's going to be pretty easy to do.
Roger that.
And that's going to be easy to do because we have a bunch of spies saved up. So let's put a couple spies in there. A couple spies over there.
Roger that.
Spies over there.
Roger that. Roger that.
And little spies deployed. So hopefully that'll give us the reconnaissance we want.
Roger that.
Recruit a senior. We might want to grab a senior at some point. But not right now. We got 142 industry. See, the guys have run up into the top. We'll give... they're not really in the position to get rid of that one. That's the one we do want to get rid of. So we can circle and destroy that one. They'll probably just escape again. It's fine. It's maybe not the best of things, but it's fine. Okay. All our guys in green. Most of them are green, at least. Let's try another pass at the mass upgrades of foot troops. $31 more? 31 more? And yeah, once again, we don't have the improvised IP, otherwise we'd definitely be playing it.
Order received.
Okay. Cycle that turn. Before that, actually, where are we sitting on the victory score? Still sitting in 3rd. I think we're catching up slowly as we're getting more and more territory. Prospecting. We do have something unprospected, so let's... 2 is the easier one, so we'll roll the 2. Hit an oil. Nothing else to find. Okay. I'm not going to spend too long looking for the oil. I'm just taking a quick scan to see where I can see stuff. Yeah, should be enough oil, and you should actually be... Why aren't you running? I don't have, of course, another 5,000 credits to do it. That makes sense. For whatever reason, it looks like they've like mothballed that one and not operating it. Yeah, let's go ahead and cycle that turn. Oh, they're moving forward instead of back, so encircling them should be fairly easy. And there is our spies. So we killed 300 infantry at the cost of 100. We have 4 decisions on round 62. And of course, we got the recon that were requested. We requested to have a little over 1,000, almost 2,000, because of the power of spies. Is a project, commercial project? Okay. Make sure they don't get on that mine. That would be real annoying. Are these rocking the new troop type foot 2s? Yeah. Cut off their supply and we'll send the 1 trooper in. Oh, there's a tank in there. We may have been able to do that if it hadn't been a tank. At least get the tar pit set up, I think. So at least we draw back to that direction.
Order received.
Budget allocations, that's fine.
Copy that.
Borgs, military favoring discovery. Yeah, I probably do want it to find high-speed machine guns and combat or Gauss small arms. Before I really try to accelerate research again. Though I wouldn't be. Probably do want some of those as well, but yeah, so that's a fine balance for the moment. Black market. So I can either get 500, 600 credits now, or 100 credits per turn. So if I was playing purely by profile, we'd go close our operations down. And then there's definitely been times in the past where I'm just reflexively, oh, it's mine. Press the first button. 100 credits per turn is far better than 600. Just let them be. Given some money here, get some diplomacy, or get democracy, not diplomacy. And then we're going to try to get more guys upgraded. Another 26.
Roger that.
There we go, 26 more upgraded. Get the zoo project, the
Order received.
commercial project down.
Order received.
It should help with the zone quality of life. Also employing almost every last civilian pop in the area. Yep, they have jobs. It's actually something that's going to be a little bit of concern as we get going on. We're getting comfortably close to full employment. Comfortably close to full employment. Those decisions should really be ones. What do you mean really be ones? I wasn't paying enough attention to catch it when the decision was. There's a little bit of lag in the stream versus the comments. You have to tell me which decision that was so I can respond a little bit better to that. Okay. See if we can get rid of that next turn. 200 colonists per turn, or 400 once right now. Yeah. To be fair, I'd actually probably say it's the other way around, right? It's okay, 200 colonists per turn of the black market one, which was the other one that happened recently. The side where you're picking like the 200 per turn or the black market, which is 100 per turn, that's perfectly fine. The single cash out is often way too low, right? If it was saying, oh, you're gonna get 200 a turn, or you could have 4,000 now, right? It was like a 20 turn exchange difference. Then that would be a little bit better balancing. Or like 2,000 money instead of 100 money. That would probably be a little bit better balancing. At least in the case of the villagers, the minimum it can give you is 100, because your population units are 100. As you can see, everything's around 200. The pop unit is 100. So it has to give you at least 100. It could be 100 instead of 200, but yeah, the problem in those events is definitely the single payout is too low, not the multi-turn payouts too high, really. Right, because the balance on those was like, oh, do you want a reward that's going to pay you off for the rest of the game, or 6 turns of it? It's like, well, the game's going to be 100-something turns more, so you're comparing 6 turns of reward versus 100 turns of reward. Yeah, you go for the 100 turns of reward. Prospecting, nothing to be prospected. Looking at our mine overview, we got an empty mine again. Okay, so I'm gonna do another peripheral mining.
Roger that.
At least I think that's an empty mine. Yeah, that's an empty mine and we can expand. I'll have a little metals in if we expand. And then orgs. That's not going particularly fast, but that is a new design. Kilometer is coming along. We're not doing it super fast, but that's fine. Work on housing here. I should probably actually put more onto discovery here.
Standing
Call
by.
you up.
Roger that.
Priorities.
Roger that.
There we go. And yeah, I think that's a good place to roll the turn. Round 63. We suffered no losses and raid kills. Not 2 decisions. We did fail one of our demands. They demanded we get the VP up to 148. We weren't able to achieve that expansion rate. Wants total power over the estate. No, our people actually have some rights. We're a democracy. Okay, we got an empty oil mine and a metal mine. The metal mine's gonna take priority.
Roger that.
So we roll. Basically the critical success equivalent to the roll. Put nearly... well, put 75,000 more metal in that mine. Cost of 1 E. So that was a good roll. That was a good roll. And I'm pretty sure that was this mine. Yeah. So you're empty, that's why you're off. Surprised this one's still off? It's probably just operating the best. Or operating it well, is what's going on. Or 2. and it's mothballing the other one, so it started building this one because it actually emptied this one. No, it's not empty. It might swap back, or it might not.
Roger that.
Order received.
Oh, no, I don't actually have a peripheral mining to put some in the empty well. Put some in the empty well. Found the enemy. Okay, so this is a little bit of an awkward situation. It's gone and got itself into the mountains. Which if we can encircle with enough of the foot troops that can go into the mountains, shouldn't be too much of a problem, but until we do that, it's a little bit home free. Got our replenishments. We do still have some surplus industrial capacity, so we'll go and put that to upgrading foot troops. Get 25 upgraded.
Roger that.
As more and more of them are properly upgraded. How many left do we have to upgrade? Looks like 2,800 left to be upgraded, and then they'll all be rocking the automatic rifles and the padded armor. And then we'll probably swap over to deploying more troops at that point. Okay, let's cycle that turn. Okay, most of the locations we're holding. Except there. That's the old foot ones having a bad day. So we killed the Rune infantry, we lost 100 of the old, at this point, sort of obsolete infantry units. We have one decision winning it. 3 high-tech items have been secured. Okay, that'll be useful for building stuff later. I'm guessing those guys escaped. At least practically escaped. Give ourselves a raid back out in a proper picket formation again. While we're waiting for industrial capacity to build roads. Yeah, I'm not gonna poke that beast. right now. Be back in the supply network. Gonna need the, we're gonna want the staff council at some point, so we'll finally give up and grab it. Let's grab a senior and the civilian to run that position. One of those will take the job. Got the purple mine, which we need.
Roger that.
So we'll put that in. We'll definitely go with more industry. Replacement foot 2. And then find one of the foot ones like this to do the mass upgrade on. So there's 27 to upgrade. We don't have enough. Actually, no, I have enough supplies to tell a 27 upgrade. So hit the button. Wasn't enough supplies to deliver the remainder of them. So someone's out of supply. And that's preventing delivery. Where that is offhand, I'm not sure. It's probably like one. Oh well, it's probably, yeah, it's the guys up here in the mountains. Fair enough. We couldn't get the upgraded guns and proverbial armored vest of these guys because they're up in the mountains. Fair enough. Okay. So now we're gonna start saving up for getting a couple tanks out, a couple groups of tanks. Upgrading these guys, of course, as soon as they get in supply. And so on and so forth. So, what do I need? I don't really necessarily need anything right now. There's no high tech to buy, no machines to buy. None of the stuff here is worth buying for me. I suppose, in a way, that's a good sign. Okay, let's cycle the turn. We're coming up on, well, a little bit over the hour at this point. So if you're watching on YouTube, the next part will be up tomorrow. We're going to play out this last end turn here before we put a part break in. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I can take a short break just to take a quick stretch of the legs and sip about half a cup of tea in front of me. Then we're going to get back to recording the last part for the stream today, which will be about an hour long before we bring the stream down. Yeah, that's the plan for the night. I'm going to keep playing this for at least one more hour, and then we're going to see where we are. Things are starting to come together. At the moment, we're kind of being industry throttled. So if we get the industry sorted, we'll be expanding a lot faster. We'll pick up at the beginning, or pick up in the next part in the beginning, around 65 here, where we just killed about 400 infantry over the intern and lost about 100. So until the next part, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.